Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOBH Brandi Glanville details Andy Cohen's disgusting behavior. Brandi Glanville has accused Bravo's Andy Cohen of harassment, and she comes with receipts. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum released a video where Andy was demanding she watch him have sex with another Bravo celebrity. In the clip, he is slurring his words and is accompanied by Below Deck star Kate Chastain. What he had to say is pretty gross. Andy Cohen and Kate Chastain sent a video message to Brandi Glanville. They were both clearly intoxicated in the clip, which was obtained by the U.S. Sun. Andy slurs, "Brandi, we have something to tell you." His Below Deck companion says, "Hey bae." Then Andy continues. He says, "We are ******ing tonight, and we're gonna talk about you the whole time." Kate chimes in, "So essentially a threesome." Laughing, Andy Cohen seems to come up with an idea. He proceeds to ask Brandi Glanville if she's available in about 2 hours if she'd want to watch them on FaceTime. Then the pair joked about the strength of the Wi-Fi connection, where they are located before Andy signed off saying, "Love you, Brandi." The RHOBH alum's response was equally as vulgar, but she said that is because she felt like she had to match Andy's energy to keep her job with Bravo. In her response, she wrote, "Oh my God, my two favorite people. I love that. Trust me, you're going to want me there if you're having sex. I have a magic." Andy Cohen responded, "So I've heard." The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star said that Andy initially sent her the video in June 2022. "I received a text message from Andy, and it was a video he made," she told the U.S. Sun. "I was mortified. This is my boss, he's my employer. This isn't the first explicit text message or email he sent me, but it's the worst one." Brandi Glanville continued, explaining that she was in a work setting when she received the clip from Andy Cohen. She was getting her hair done while on a press tour for Ultimate Girls Trip. Brandi said she tried to immediately close the video and was mortified, wondering if the hairdresser thought she slept with her boss to get a job. The entire experience changed the way Brandi felt about herself. "I feel like lesser than. I feel like I'm expendable," she shared. "I feel like, because of my more desperate money situation, he thinks that he can do and say whatever he wants to me. And I'm not gonna rock the boat or tell on him because I need him more than he needs me." She went on to explain that she still lived paycheck to paycheck while on the Bravo show. Unlike many of the other housewives, she isn't rich. Earlier this year, Andy Cohen took to social media to apologize for what he did. The video shows Kate Chastain, and I very clearly joking to Brandi, the Bravo exec wrote. It was absolutely meant in jest, and Brandi's response clearly communicated she was in on the joke. That said, it was totally inappropriate and I apologize. However, Brandi Glanville isn't buying it. She thinks that the Watch What Happens live host does this to many Bravo stars, especially if they are more financially vulnerable than others. Bravo has yet to comment on the situation. In a candid and explosive new interview, Brandi Glanville, the brash and unfiltered former star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has opened up about her tumultuous relationship with Bravo exec Andy Cohen, spilling the details of what she described as his disgusting behavior behind the scenes of the network's hit shows. Known for her controversial opinions and no-holds-barred attitude, Brandi didn't hold back as she shared a series of incidents that painted Andy Cohen in a much less flattering light. Glanville, who was part of the RHOBH cast from 2011 to 2015, took aim at Cohen, revealing shocking accounts of mistreatment and power plays that she claims took place during her time with Bravo. While Andy Cohen is typically seen as the charming, affable host of the Real Housewives reunion specials and a major player in the world of reality TV, Brandi's accounts suggest a very different side to the man who helped launch the Real Housewives franchise. Brandi's first encounter with Cohen. Brandi began by recalling her first interaction with Cohen, which she initially thought would be a professional and welcoming experience. "When I first met Andy, I thought, okay, he's this charming guy who runs the show, He's successful, and he's got this warm personality. But once I got to know him, I realized that he's not the person he shows on TV at all," Brandi said. "It's all an act. Behind the scenes, he's a completely Andy as controlling and manipulative," stating that while he often appeared to be a supportive figure in the Housewives universe, in reality, he frequently exerted a significant amount of pressure on the cast, pushing them to stir up drama and conflict for the sake of the show's ratings. "He would literally tell us to do things that would cause fights," Brandi explained. "He would push certain storylines because he knew that's what would keep people watching. But he didn't care about the fallout, the relationships, or the damage it caused. The manipulation and gaslighting." As Glanville continued, she went on to describe Cohen's alleged manipulation tactics, which she believes were central to how Bravo orchestrated the show. "He used to gaslight us," Brandi claimed. "He would make us feel like we were crazy, like we were overreacting when we were upset about things that were happening on the show. He would always pretend to be the friend, the nice guy, but he wasn't." Brandi recalled several moments when Cohen allegedly made her feel isolated and even blamed her for drama she had no part in. "It was always, 'Brandi, you need to be more dramatic. You need to stir the pot.' And then, when I did what he suggested, he would act like I was the villain. It was this constant back and forth where I felt like I couldn't win," she continued. "He would act like my friend in front of everyone, but behind closed doors, it was like I was a pawn in his game." According to Brandi, Cohen's behavior went beyond just being manipulative. It was outright toxic at times. She remembered a moment when she had been invited to appear on Watch What Happens Live, and after a particularly emotional segment, Cohen allegedly made her feel humiliated by the way he framed her actions. "It wasn't just what he said on air. It was the way he treated me off camera," Brandi said. "He'd make little comments, laugh at my expense, and it felt like he was trying to tear me down instead of lifting me up." The power dynamic. The power dynamic between Cohen and the RHOBH cast was also a key point of contention for Brandi. As someone who rose to fame thanks to the show, she explained how Andy had a way of controlling not just the narrative, but the careers of the women involved. "He holds all the cards," Brandi explained. "If you don't play his game, you're out. He decides who gets to stay on the show. And he's got a way of making people feel like they owe him something for the opportunities he's given them." Brandi acknowledged that she was no stranger to controversy, but she also emphasized that Cohen's behavior went beyond typical reality TV antics. "I've been a part of some wild moments on TV, but Andy? He's the one behind the scenes making sure the fire gets bigger. He controls everything, and if you don't play along with him, you're done," she said. "I had to leave the show because of that. It wasn't because I didn't love the show or the fans, but because of the toxic environment he created. The disrespectful behavior." One of the most striking aspects of Brandi's account was her description of Cohen's alleged disrespect toward the women on the show. She spoke about how he would belittle and undermine their worth, often in the most subtle and insidious ways. "Andy's got this way of acting like he's your best friend, but at the same time, he'll tear you down with a little joke or comment," Brandi said. "It's like, 'Oh, you're so cute, but you're also a mess,' and he would do it in front of everyone." Brandi also described how Cohen allegedly took advantage of the women's vulnerabilities, all while pretending to be sympathetic. "He's not interested in your well-being. He's interested in ratings, in drama, in making you look bad," she asserted. "It's not about the women, it's about what makes the best show, and that's why he's so dangerous. He knows how to manipulate emotions and create division." Redemption and moving on despite the bitterness she expressed toward Cohen and the Bravo network, Brandi did acknowledge that her time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ultimately gave her a platform she wouldn't have had otherwise. "I'm not going to lie, the show gave me a lot of opportunities," she admitted. "But I also think it's important for people to know the truth. The way Andy Cohen treats people, especially women, is not right. And I think it's time we start talking about it." As for her future, Brandi has distanced herself from the Housewives franchise, focusing on her podcast and her personal life. "I'm done with that world," she said, "and I'm happier than I've ever been. But I'm speaking out because I think it's important. Women should be treated with respect, not like pawns in some game." Brandi's bold statements about Andy Cohen's behavior may have shocked fans and industry insiders, but they have also sparked an important conversation about the toxic culture often hidden behind the glittering facade of reality television.